Hi, my name is Heather, and I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while, this YouTube channel. And what I'm planning to do for this YouTube channel is share my mission journal. So I served a mission in New York City in 1998 to 2000, and I kept a very good journal. And my mom was so kind enough. So I wrote, as part of my journal, I wrote to my family, and my mom saved all my letters and journal entries. And in this big binder, it's very old. You can't, it's backwards in the video. But anyway, I need to redo this book, but I need to make this video even more before I put it off any longer. I've just felt really strongly about sharing why I went on a mission, what a mission is, and just what happened on my mission in New York City, and just my perspective. I served, so the New York South mission includes the areas of Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island, and the island of Bermuda. Because at that time, I don't know if it's still this way, the JFK airport was the only airport that went into the island of Bermuda. So sometimes some of the young men missionaries would go to Bermuda for 6 months, and then they would come back and continue to serve in New York City. So that was kind of cool. So what I want to do, and excuse my kitchen, we're in the middle of remodeling, and I'm thinking of making a separate YouTube channel to kind of show the before and after, and the organization and updating of my entire house. So I'm excited to do that too. But on this channel, I want to focus on my mission. And one thing that I think is unique and important about my channel is I address depression and anxiety and ADHD, which were all things that I was going through. I've gone through them since probably the start of puberty, but I didn't know I was going through them. I just thought I was crazy. I just thought I wasn't a very good student. Just all these things negative things that I thought about myself until it wasn't until I was married and had a few kids that I realized I'm depressed and I need help, and I have anxiety and I have ADHD. So I went through these mental disorders on my mission, and it impacted me every single day. I struggled with homesickness and feelings of darkness and self-doubt, and just these overwhelming, dark and sad feelings a lot of times, and I just fought through them the entire time on my mission. I worked hard. I would say that I was a good missionary, but I struggled with this inner turmoil and this depression my entire mission. So I want to talk about that, and we will address that through my mission journal. So why did I go on a mission? Well, from the time I was a little girl, I didn't think about going on a mission. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to get married, and I wanted to find the love of my life, this perfect young man who was going to sweep me off my feet. And I wanted to have, 5 or 6 kids, and that was going to be my life. My mom got married when she was 18, and she had me at age 19. And in my mind, that was just the perfect life. That's exactly what I wanted to do. When people ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would answer, a nurse, a teacher. But in my heart, I always was just like, I just want to be a mom. I just want to raise kids and be a mom. But I knew a mission was something I could do, but I really just wanted to meet that special someone and get married right after high school. That was my ideal plan. And I just remember one time I was having a talk with my dad. I was in high school and we were driving somewhere, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but it was kind of a deep conversation. And I just felt this really strong feeling, which I feel it came from the Lord, that whispered to my heart. And I just heard these words: you are going to serve a mission. And I just remember those feelings that just came to my heart and overwhelmed me. And I took them to heart, but I still didn't want to give up my dream of getting married and having children right away. But I did hear that voice, and it was there. Well, I went, after high school, I went to BYU, Idaho, and I met lots of people and had a lot of fun. But I left to help my parents with their business in the middle of getting my education, so I didn't finish at BYU, Idaho. And I went home for a while and worked, and then I moved in with my grandparents in Utah, and I got my dental assisting certificate, and that was not helpful at all because I didn't do anything with it. From that experience, thankfully it wasn't too long and it didn't cost, thousands of dollars. It was expensive, but I discovered at least that I did not like dental assisting. And so I worked in Utah for a little bit longer, and then I went back home for a while, and then I just started considering going on a mission. And that seemed like the next best direction for my life, because I was kind of done going to school at the moment. I just was having a hard time being away from home, but at the same time I needed to be on my own, and I didn't want to I was done with formal schooling, but I felt like I needed to do more in my life. I needed some meaning. And so I applied for a mission, and I was on a vacation with my grandparents. We were going to a Holmes reunion on my dad's side. And we were in the middle of Wyoming when we stopped at a truck stop, and I called my mom on a payphone, and she said, "Your mission call came." And she said, "But I want to fax it to you." So she faxed it to me to this truck stop in the middle of Wyoming. And this is what I read. Okay, here's the call from the First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. At that time, it just came, your mission call came in the mail. This was 1998. So the date at the top of this is the 29th of September, 1998. And at the top it says, "The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Office of the First Presidency." And the address was 47 East South Temple Street, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84150-1000. And then the letter reads, "Miss Heather Ann Holmes, dear Sister Holmes, you are hereby called to serve as a missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You are assigned to labor in the New York South Mission. It is anticipated that you will serve for a period of 18 months. You should report to the Missionary Training Center in Provo, Utah on Wednesday, the 18th of November, 1998. You will prepare to preach the gospel in the English language. You have been recommended as one worthy to represent the Lord in proclaiming the restored gospel. You will be an official representative of the church. As such, you will be expected to maintain highest standards of conduct and appearance by keeping the commandments, living mission rules, and following the counsel of your mission president. You will also be expected to devote all your time and attention to serving the Lord, leaving behind all other personal affairs. As you do these things, the Lord will bless you, and you will become an effective advocate and messenger of truth. We place in you our confidence and pray that the Lord will help you meet your responsibilities. The Lord will reward the goodness of your life. Greater blessings and more happiness than you have yet experienced await you as you humbly and prayerfully serve the Lord in this labor of love among his children. We ask that you please send your written acceptance promptly, endorsed by your bishop. Sincerely, Gordon B. Hinckley, who was the president and prophet of the church at that time. And I just want to show you a painting of President Hinckley. I have it taped down because it got bent and I was trying to straighten it out again. Okay, so this is a painting. Let me tell you about the artist real quick, and excuse my nails. I got a gel on them and have not been able to take off this last part. But anyway, President Gordon B. Hinckley, he was the prophet at that time, and he was called of God, and he was the prophet for, I believe, over 10 years. He was the prophet of most of my youth. And anyway, the artist, that's what I was starting to tell you about. Marion Cheney. So there was an article when I was at BYU, Idaho, there was an article in the newspaper, the Rexburg newspaper, that told about this elderly gentleman who was an artist, and some of his works of art were at Ricks College at the time. So BYU, Idaho used to be called Ricks College, and at the time I went, it was Ricks College. And so I was fascinated by this article about this elderly artist and all the works that he had done, and that the college had his art in the school. And it just kind of told a little bit about his life, and that he was living quietly on the outskirts of Rexburg. And I don't know, I just got something in me. I just wanted to meet him. And I wanted him to paint my portrait. I don't know why. I don't want to believe it was vanity. I was lonely, and I was trying to think of what an excuse of how I could say that I wanted to meet him. And I've always gotten along with elderly people my whole life. And so I just thought maybe I could make a friend in this elderly gentleman. So, and the newspaper article also mentioned that he was a widower. And so I thought, well, he's probably lonely, and I am feeling homesick and lonely here at college, so maybe I can make a friend. So I called him up and I told him that I read the article and that I was really interested in who he was, and that I would love to meet him. And he was really excited, and he wanted to meet me, and he gave me directions to his house, and that just was the start of a really beautiful, sweet friendship between me and this elderly gentleman. And he did end up painting my portrait. This is me at that time in college. I don't know. It kind of looks like me, but I highlighted my hair. I was dyeing my hair at that time, and anyway, but he painted a few other portraits. When he painted me, at the time I was wearing a green shirt, but he told me that he wanted to make it white because I was an angel for becoming friends with him. But that's just kind of a funny side story. He was just so sweet, and he had these enormous, beautiful raspberry bushes on his little farm. And it happened to be raspberry season when I first met him. And so it became kind of our little tradition when I would go visit him. He would serve me a bowl of vanilla ice cream with fresh raspberries on top, and it was so good. But we ended up, when I was on my mission, he wrote to me often, and he started calling me granddaughter, and I called him Grandpa Cheney. And we just developed this sweet little relationship, and we did end up helping one another in our loneliness and just developing this great friendship. And it just really was a good thing. But he wrote to me all through my mission, and some of his letters will be in my journal, and I'll read them. And yeah, I'll read some of the letters from my family. There's going to be just some of my personal feelings of what I'm going through at the time. And the next time I post to YouTube, I'm going to read what a mission does for you. So why do we serve missions, what it does for you, what it does for others. And somebody's here at my door, so I better get that. But I look forward to making these videos, and I hope you look forward to watching them.